Hello, today we will be talking about slow and fast changes to the earth and how it comes about. We'll be talking about erosion and weathering. Weathering is when rocks are worn down by water, wind, or other means. Soil is then made up of weathered rocks and particles. So without weathering, we would have no soil for farming or anything else. Erosion is when their weathered rocks are carried away. This is called erosion. Erosion is responsible for wearing down exposed places, depending on the sediment and sediment levels. So they go hand in hand. Weathering comes about from wind, rain, running water, ice. So what I did, this has been soaking for overnight. They're just some rocks that are broken. And we're going to see, first off, I put them in water and see what you think is going to happen. Do you think there is pieces of rocks that came off because of just sitting in the water or not? So I'm going to pour the water in here. We're going to see what it's like. I'm going to strain it through some paper towels to see what we can catch the pieces of rock and stuff that came off. As you can tell, the water is a little bit more murky than it would normally be. And there is very tiny pieces of rock in there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this same rocks, we're going to put them in my jar, and I'm going to add back the water, which is kind of clear. We're going to see what happens next. And we're going to try to simulate what could happen over a little bit of time. So now I'm going to shake this 100 times and we're going to dump it back out. And can you guys think, is it going to have more rocks? Is it going to have the same amount of rocks that we just seen? What do you think is going to happen to the water? So here we go. Okay, can you see the difference in the water? The water is a lot more brown. And now we're going to dump it through and see what happened to the rocks. As you can see, there's a lot more sand inside my jar. So we're going to try to rinse that out. Still some in there. You can see how the rocks got broke down and a lot more of the fine little pieces, more sand or what they would call sediment happened. This is what happens when water runs through a river. It washes over the rocks, and the water then breaks the rocks apart because they tumble together, and it makes them into smaller rocks or what they would call sediment or soil. So now we're going to do it one more time. This time we're going to do 1,000 shakes. I want you guys to predict what will happen with the 1,000 shakes. Will it be similar? As you can see, there's a lot more sand in there. Or will it be close to the same as 100?